Now for global business updates. Rotus Oddiri, without the suit and the tie, joins us.
Good morning, Dr. Abasi. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufai. Yeah, there's no suit and tie because we're doing a Fitness Friday demonstration. We're going to be talking about the business of fitness. We talk a lot about an enabling business environment. This new large studio is an enabling content environment. The one above hall has given us so much space to do a lot. But let's get to the business of the day first. Bayo Ogunlesi, the CEO of Global GIP Investment Partners, and also with President Tinubu. Remember, we brought you the story when he visited his residence. GIP's assets under management. We're talking about investing today, including investing in your health. But GIP has an assets under management of $170 billion. This is what Mr. Ogunlesi manages in a diverse array of assets among emerging markets. Here he is after emerging from a meeting with President Tinubu, talking about, and something we said a lot, about the attractiveness of Nigeria as an investment environment, thanks to the reforms undertaken by the administration. Let's take a listen.
I just had an excellent meeting with Mr. President where we talked about the fundamental transformation that has happened in the last 2 years. Think about it. Removal of subsidy, tax reform. We have a refinery that's operating and exporting aviation fuel. Unification of the road ownership system. And so the next step is how do we encourage international investment in Nigeria to drive economic growth? And I had a wonderful meeting with Mr. President, talking about exchanging ideas about how we can do that, how we can put Nigeria front and center on the map for international investments. And we had some very good suggestions and discussions. We're making investments in Nigeria. We explored additional opportunities. I'm not going to tell you what they are. We just wait, watch this space, you will see them. But look, Nigeria is now a place that is exciting to invest in, and that's what we talked to Mr. President about. And of course, as you would expect, he was very encouraging of international investments in Nigeria. Yeah, but you think about all the sectors that we invest in. Energy. So we invest in energy. We're building LNG plants in Texas. We're building LNG plants in Australia. There's gas in Nigeria. Nigeria is a huge gas province. People describe me as a guy who bought Gatwick Airport. I didn't personally buy Gatwick Airport, but the aviation sector is also an area of interest to us. I confess to Mr. President that one of our companies has ports in Cotonou, and it has a port in Lomé, none in Nigeria. So I asked for his forgiveness and understanding, and being the gentleman that he was, he forgave me, but said, you have to bring port investment to Nigeria. So that's another area we're looking at. Renewables, that's another area. So lots of investment opportunities in Nigeria. You just have to be serious about making the right moves.
Still on the theme of investments, on the front page of today's This Day newspaper, Nigeria's newspaper of record, at the top of the masthead, one investor, the CEO of EFC, and I think it's Enterprise Frontier Capital, Mr. Keto Mukuru, has written an open letter to the chair of the Fiscal Committee on Tax Reform, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, saying that capital gains tax of 30%, or 25% if you reinvest in equities, will put pressure on the NDX. It lacks equitable treatment. Well, progressive taxes are usually not equitable because they are focused again. If we just remind everyone of the clarifications on the capital gains tax, it essentially has a 150 million naira threshold. So if you make a return on your investment in stocks, if you sell them and if you are exceeding 150 million, the 25% tax kicks in. However, if you are below that, it does not, which excludes about 99% of investors. But he is saying foreign investors, institutional investors, will be impacted. Also, he also says, well, why are they not allowing investors to reinvest in fixed income? That's another part of the tax that will allow you to avoid it. If you reinvest it in equities, if you reinvest it in fixed income, the tax will kick in. So that's the open letter that he wrote to the chair of the Fiscal Committee. We'll see if that comes to bear. Nigerian Stock Exchange, as of yesterday, returning 38.9% so far this year. Healthy double digits. We also talked about the bonds. Remember the 530% oversubscription for fixed income. And finally, I guess this is the reason why I'm not wearing a jacket. The business of fitness, right? As far as the fitness explosion that we've seen in Nigeria. There was a study done in New York which showed that $934 million was added to New York's income income from the marathon season. I can make an argument that if, just because we don't have the data here, if we did have the data, you would see that not up to 934 million, but there has been some kind of boom, a fitness boom in Nigeria. We've got Governor Mba of Enugu State who participated in a marathon. We also had our very own Aaron Akerejola, who was part of the Access Bank Marathon in Lagos. The purchasing of all these items are part of what adds to that boom. So, something you can do, if you purchase one of these items, you can actually add to your fitness journey and also add to Nigeria's GDP. I think Adefemi is going to help me out here with a stability ball. Thank you so much, Adefemi, who is, by the way, a very fit person herself. Yes, thank you, Adefemi. So this is about your core. Now, please, as a disclaimer, consult a physician before you engage in any activity to make sure that you're going to be fine. So you're going to assume a fighting stance. You're going to place one. This is about your core, stability of your core. Place one hand on the ball, right? You're going to take your forearm, stabilize your back foot here, put one hand on the ball there, this other hand on the ball there, and then stretch out. And this is it. I'm not resting my stomach or my chest on the ball. Something I call pounded yam. If you want to make this more tough, you can pound the yam and rotate it. Yes, exactly. And then if you want to stand back up, the foot up, and that's. The second one I want to demonstrate is another thing you can purchase, which is an ab roller and also a knee pad. They come together. Again, try this out at home, consult your physician. That's why I'm not wearing a tie, because I don't want my tie to touch the floor. I'm going to use the knee pad and the ab roller. Do not let your stomach touch the ground. You're going to fold your ankles there so that you have an anchor. You're going to go down like that. Don't touch the ground and come back up. So, try that out. Invest in your fitness, invest in your health, invest in Nigeria's GDP, and have a great weekend.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you very much.
Try that. I love it.
Dr. Batu, you should try that.
Thank you very much, Rotus. At this rate, I hope you won't send Aaron Akerejola and maybe Yomo into early retirement. Now that you are discussing.
Oh, Rotus, well done. That was a great demonstration, and you've shown the business world that you're fit, not just up here, but in your body too. Well done.
You have to be healthy in Nigeria.
Don't worry, you teach me off camera.
No problem.